Yep, it's 24/7 TV. We are back in the place. And we've got a very special guest today.
All right, Harry, thanks for
Thank
having
you
me.
very much for coming
DJ
down.
Fantasy, good to meet you, my
DJ
man.
Fantasy, yeah. So explain to people what you do, man. The company you work for, the charity you work for. Let's break it down.
So I work for a charity called WaterAid, which is a charity with one job, which is to bring water, toilets and hygiene to everyone in the world that doesn't have it at the minute. Which sounds like a pretty scary job. Sounds pretty big, but it's actually not as bad as it sounds. Basically, we've got about 650 million people in the world living without water at the minute, which is actually only a tenth of the population. Obviously, that's pretty terrible, but it's 1/10 of the population. Since 1990, more than 2 billion people have got clean water. So actually, we're making progress towards that. Our goal is that by 2030, that's going to be solved. We'll be the first.
So
will
you be out of a job then?
I'll be well out of a job, mate.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, if you have any hookups, like,
We've got 24/7
TV.
TV. You come over here and work for
I
us.
can do
man.
some gig promotion or something.
Yeah.
All right, can do that. That is the point. Yeah, we want to put ourselves out of a job by 2030. So we do a lot of fundraising with the public, as well as working with governments and other aid agencies, to basically try and make this a reality.
So can you break down, sort of, say 10 years ago, how's the situation changed and how have you been instrumental in some of those changes?
Yeah. Well, I think we're not going to claim that we're responsible for anything, because obviously we're just agents of change happening in the world. A lot of the work that goes towards making water not just be present in people's lives but be sustainable comes down to communities. It comes down to communities in the countries that we work in. That's been a huge change, I think, in the way that people perceive charity. The way people think about charity is this kind of old school band-aid thing. You raise money and suddenly there'll be no hunger overnight. We know it doesn't work like that. It can be a slow change. And like I say, it's working closely with the people who need that water, who need toilets, and not, us flying in a well and hoping it cures everything overnight.
You see, the maddest thing is like, we just take this for granted. I think this is my 4th bottle today. But I'm just drinking. You know what? I'd even leave that and probably go and get another bottle. Do you know what I mean? And we just take that for granted. Like, with this kind of problem that there is around the world. I said to you off camera, I went to Gambia and I couldn't believe how...
The poverty.
And how they had the sewage was literally outside their door. There was like a hole, and that was the sewage. You know what I mean? So are you guys, is your WaterAid, are they involved in trying to help this situation with the sewages and...
Yeah, absolutely. Toilets or sanitation is a huge part of what we do. So while we're making a lot of progress in terms of the amount of people who have water, something like 1 in 3 of the world just don't have access to a decent toilet.
Wow.
And the kind of impact that has is, kids get diarrheal diseases. I think up to 900 kids a day will die from diarrheal diseases, which are preventative. Toilets aren't the only thing that can prevent that, but they're a huge part of it. So is clean water. We had this interesting thing over Christmas, where I think Severn Trent or Thames Water or something, the water supply cut off over the Christmas period, and you saw people freaking out over Twitter, like, oh my god, I have to go 12 hours without water, like my hairdresser just called me to tell me to wash my hair before I go in, or I won't get my hair cut and stuff. So it's actually funny how, like, you take it away for even half a day and people realise how instrumental it is in your life.
That's actually a good idea, like the government should actually
just cut off the water for a day.
24 hours, just see how, a bit of a reality check, a little
Yeah.
bit of a shock thing. Again, not something I've even thought about until you just said that. So, when you get these envelopes where these sort of, WaterAid envelopes, put a couple of quid in, how do we know, how do WaterAid make sure that money gets to the right people that need it?
I think people are quite nervous about, especially international charities, about where does the money go. We get asked these questions the whole time, and we're super involved in being transparent. We show every single penny that we spend. You can go online, check out exactly what we spent on staff payments, everything else. I think the important thing to point out, though, is for every pound that we spend on fundraising, on stuff like you getting envelopes, on seeing ads on TV or whatever, that comes back 5-fold. So it's the old spending money to actually increase our ability to reach more people across the world, for sure.
Okay, and it's like, you're more on the digital side of things. I think that's the way to sort of really engage the youth market. So tell us all about Good Sht and what that's all about.
Good Sht is...
Sorry, did you say good shit or good shit?
Good
Good
Sht,
Sht, man.
That's my Dublin accent coming out, right? I can't even say Waterade if you haven't noticed yet. But yeah. So Good Sht is this community that we've set up basically for people who don't think that charity has to be boring. So we take kind of a light-hearted approach to looking at toilets, taps, tampons, everything that we work with kind of every day, trying to bring back with a sense of humor. Like, this is, as we're saying, that's the stuff that we're taking for granted.
Yeah.
So, you know, we might send a YouTube vlogger down the sewers of London to try and find the weirdest crap they can find, and we might show you how to make a Halloween costume out of tampons or whatever.
Yeah.
On top of that, we do like giveaways, things like this. But on the other side of things, we try and uncover people around the world who are making change happen, who are seeing like crap going on around them, and are like, I'm going to take a stand about this. We're trying to start conversations around that. I guess the whole idea for it came from, look, I don't know about you guys, but I think that this generation, my generation, and people coming up under me feel like they can't make change happen. Like, it's nothing ever changes kind of thing, because we've had a very difficult 10, 15 years growing up in Britain, growing up in Ireland, as well as everywhere else in the world, that younger people are feeling disenfranchised. And we want to say, like, no, like, look, people can, just using their own creativity and their own bravery, putting themselves out there, you know, shit can actually change. So that's kind of the idea behind it. Basically, we have a Facebook community where people come on, chat about these kind of topics. We put out some really stupid and hopefully funny content some of the times. And then we'll use stuff like BuzzFeed and other content partners like Unilad as well to kind of push this stuff out.
Yeah.
I think this is the way to engage, though, man. Do you know what I mean? Because this is the younger generation. You know, they'll look at the funny stuff online. They'll watch YouTube like it's TV.
Yeah.
So I think for the message to get across, it has to be put across in a certain way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? To engage them and create that awareness and create that empathy with the cause. And I think music's always been very relevant to doing that.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
I found out a lot of stuff growing up, you know, listening to Public Enemy or Wu-Tang, stuff that I would never have really known about. And now you've got, you know, your Kendrick Lamars, and your J. Cole's kind of putting across, and people in this country like Akala and Mike Wright just really engaging serious issues with the youth that would they be looking into if it wasn't for the music?
Yeah.
You know, the music's your first port of engagement into these kind of issues. Then you tend to look further and go deeper into it, which kind of brings us into the current campaign, which you've got running, which I'm very proud to be a part of, alongside Mike Righteous, X-Man, Genesis Elijah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, man. What are you made of?
So Harry, we met you sometime late last year, and we were talking about basically this idea that everybody in the world, no matter who you are, no matter where you live, is made of about 60% water. So just on a very basic mathematical, biological level, we're all made of the same stuff, right?
Yeah.
We have more in common than what sets us apart. We talked about how we can kind of get that message out there, spread that message out, using, like you're saying, the power of verse, the power of rap, and the power of music, and just creativity in general. Like, I think that every creative act is an act of change. So what we're doing is showing that you can actually use that creativity to power real change in the world. So yeah, we're calling the campaign "What Are You Made Of?" So we challenge
so is that
Harry.
water you made of? Is that what it is?
You know
What
what?
are you're killing him with his accent.
Oh,
I
aren't you?
didn't even think about that. But yeah,
Look at
So
that.
you made
I've
of-
just coined. Right, remember this? Water you made of. It's the next
Yeah.
thing. It's the next one after this.
incredible. Yeah. We should have you in for
Do you know what's gonna? He's
consultation.
gonna go back now, get
Change the whole
150
thing.
grand.
This guy is actually a DJ trapped in an MC's body, so you know what I mean?
Me?
Yeah, an MC trapped
Are
in a
you a
DJ's body,
DJ?
I should say. No, you.
Oh me!
This
Oh
guy,
right,
he
yeah.
wants to spit bars, so we might see him getting involved at some point.
That would
you
be
know what I
actually
mean?
a good one to get a load of DJs trying to spit bars for the comic value, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
man.
We should
Absolutely.
encourage that.
Do you wanna do it
You're
now?
first. Okay, here we go.
I need you to write for me.
No, okay. I'm his ghostwriter.
Cut.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. So, what are you made of?
Okay.
Or what are you made of? Whatever you like. Yeah, is what we're calling it. So we're asking people across Britain. you know, people from any kind of creative background, but we're basing it off rap, off MCs, off poets. To basically, you've got like a minute, 2 minutes, shoot a video of yourself, take a photograph or whatever you want to do, and just tell us what you're made of. You're 60% water. What's the rest of you? So yeah, Harry's done a pretty sick rap in car park in Peckham. Which we probably shouldn't have been in, but anyway.
Guerrilla tactics.
Yeah. And yeah, so like Harry's saying, we've got X-Man, Mike Roach's Genesis Elijah. We're gonna have way more people getting involved in this. We've got street artists. We're gonna have dancers, like tattoo artists, whatever kind of background you're from. Yeah.
I think the key is that the public can get involved with this as well. You know, you can watch what we've done and do your own spin-off. That's the whole point. We really, you know, it's really working. People are doing their own videos. You know what I mean? It's really spreading out. And it's something that anyone could do, because we even did our videos on the phones as well.
Yeah.
So it's not something where you've got to have...
a modern day ice bucket challenge thing,
It's kind of on that vibe.
Yeah.
It's kind of on that vibe, man.
So that means I could actually do
You
one.
could definitely do one.
And I could get away with it because it is for charity.
Yeah.
Even though I really want to spit.
But yeah, that's the key. Anyone could do it.
Sorry, can I just ask? You know, obviously, you know, with like your generation embracing the likes of Harry, Mike Righteous, Genesis, X, how do the older, you know, like obviously the people above, how do they, you know, the people that have been doing this for 20 years, and they're kind of, you know, they're set in a way, just like send people out on the street and you know, with buckets and everything, and like quite an old way. You know, you're obviously bringing a very modern way of doing this. How do they feel about that? Are they embracing it? Yeah.
Well, I'm quite lucky in that Water Aid is super progressive and is very much always looking for, you know, it doesn't matter what the medium is, it's the message at the end with it. So we always try and be innovative in the way that we get this stuff out there. I'm not going to pretend that a couple of people in my office weren't like, what's drum and bass?
Yeah.
Rhyme. What?
Yeah.
But they'll know soon enough.
Yeah.
But no, like it's I think it's got people very, very excited within Water Aid, and anybody that I've talked to about this is like, man, that's really good. A couple of people have seen Harry's video and being like, okay, when can I shoot mine? Like, I want to do mine right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, Harry, the key to this is like, you know, this isn't a big glossy campaign. This isn't about us, you know, about you guys throwing money behind making this really slick video. This is about being raw, being upfront, showing what you are to the world, basically. And you know, even if you're just a narcissist, you're just vain, this is a really good chance for you to get the word out there.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, you know, we'll have like uni lad working with us on this. So there's going to be a lot of people seeing these videos, a lot of people engaging with it. What are you made of?
Can anybody get involved?
Absolutely anybody, yeah.
Okay.
Unless you put something, if you
Yeah,
send us
so
a video if we get some weird pics in, you know, there will be some
keep it
level of
relevant. Keep it
censorship.
relevant. Yeah. All right. Cool. You know what? It's a great campaign. It's great to be a part of it. It's great to have you down today.
Cheers, Harry.
Is there anything you want to say to the people before you bounce out?
Yeah, check out Waymo, Waymo. Just stick it in a search engine in any social media thing, and you're going to see videos of Harry, X-Man, whoever you like. That'll all be.
What does it stand for,
right
Waymo?
Now. What are you made of?
Right, excellent. And we're changing that. We're going to do the remix. It's Water You Made Of. It's going to get. By the time you see this, it'll be all past. Don't worry. Great in the bags. In the bag.
24/7 TV signing out. Peace.